Daisy Ridley has been doing interviews and she has been blabbing about episode 9. Not that I'm complaining by any means.
Don't get too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
So as you can probably tell from the intro, Daisy Ridley did some interviews and she of course was asked some Star Wars episode 9 questions, which had some fascinating, scary, and exciting answers to them. So I want to share those in this video. I'm not going to talk about how Daisy reconfirmed she's not going to be in a future trilogy as of right now. My last 2 videos were talking about that, so I guess you can check that out if you want. The answer is no, though. She's currently not in any future trilogy. Saved you a click. So first she answered how the Rise of Skywalker compares in tone to the darker The Last Jedi and more fun The Force Awakens. So she responded, "Genre-wise, it's different from the other 2, which will become clear when the film comes out. It's quite emotional. There's a different drive than the previous 2 films, but there's a lot of fun. I really missed John during the last one, and we're back together, and now Oscar is part of it. To me, it felt like kids going on an adventure." I have no doubt that JJ is going to do a mix of super emotional and Star Wars adventure. He's going to give us the right amount of nostalgia, closing out Leia's story in some form, and then having Luke as a Force ghost that's much more put together and more of like the person we knew from the OT. Honestly, the general vibe from leaks is this is Indiana Jones in space, and I'm all for that. It's probably going to be the safest Star Wars movie ever. Well, maybe not safer than The Force Awakens. On not safe movies, Daisy Ridley admitted that she wasn't surprised by the backlash for The Last Jedi. So she said, "I wasn't surprised, no. It's just a different thing. Everyone's going to have an opinion now anyway on the internet, but I also think it's fair. If people hold something incredibly dear and they think they know how it should be and it's not like that, it's fair for people to think they were done wrong. It doesn't mean they were. Ultimately, Ryan's a filmmaker and one person can't dictate how a film is supposed to be. But freedom of expression? Sure." I think after people screamed at her that her character was a Mary Sue, not that I am fighting that she is or isn't. Dear God, I'm not saying anything about Rey. Anytime I even breathe the name Rey, I get told that I'm anti-woman. Or whatever. I'm not. I swear. And just the backlash she got in general post The Force Awakens, I think she just knows how intense and emotional Star Wars fans can be. And also, she probably saw Mark Hamill not agreeing with Rian Johnson on the set of The Last Jedi, and she thought, oh fuck. Mark is not happy with the direction of his character. This is not gonna go over well. So I think she's just more experienced and knowledgeable about the Star Wars fan base. She is really optimistic about episode 9 though. I mean, she shared this. "We finished episode 8 and you know where Rey is entirely, so it was interesting going into that and sort of figuring out where that was going, and there was a way that JJ was describing it as we were doing it. And I was like, God, that's so true. That really is like what this film is for Rey. I think people are going to like it. I really do." Interestingly, she also said that this film isn't the Rey show. This isn't about Rey, so I don't know if they've taken criticism from the other 2 films and they're trying to pull away focus from Rey, but supposedly it's not really centered on her as much. And that's according to Daisy. I don't know how true that is. We'll have to see. I'm just hoping episode 9 is going to lead to less people freaking out and just saying Star Wars is dead all the time while they click on Star Wars videos. It's really fucking creepy, not gonna lie. Like, if Star Wars is dead to you, why would you keep clicking on Star Wars videos? But speaking of flipping out, that transition was on fire. Don't even judge me for it. Just let it go. Let it go. Daisy Ridley talked about that awesome flip we see Rey do in the episode 9 teaser trailer and how she didn't do it completely herself and it kind of ticks her off. "I had learnt a version of it, but there was a risk of breaking ankles, so I couldn't do the full thing. But there's a bit in the film where you see me upside down. It's funny because I did 95% of my stunts, but that's the one thing I didn't fully do. People are like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, ugh. So make sure if you ever talk to Daisy, point out something cool that Rey did that wasn't that flip, because she won't be happy. Make Daisy happy and point out a different cool thing Rey did that she was able to do the stunt for. It's the polite thing to do. Oh, if you're one of those Rey parent truthers, I'm still holding out that she's the child of a pork and a sex bot. Apparently, we will know the true deal about Rey's parents by the end of episode 9. So Daisy confirmed it, saying, "Director J.J. Abrams did say the question is answered. So at the end of the film, you know what the dealio is." Now, I'm not sure if that's JJ reaffirming, oh yeah, she's the child of nobodies, or if he's making her have some other origin, clones, reincarnation. I don't know. I'm really not gonna hope either way, because I don't want my heart broken in December. On relationships though, she seems really hyped about all the character relationships in this film, saying, "I just think they've done a great job with all the different relationships, like with the fun friendships and with the sort of strange thing with Rey and Kylo. Also, Rey and Kylo have a great fight, and I was really happy with the Vanity Fair pictures. It's a great fight. Like, I've become such a better fighter, and they've made the lightsabers lighter so it actually looks like we're swinging light, and not like heavy. I've seen a bit of what the fight looks like on video, I have. This fight we did, it was in November 2018. We had water being thrown at us, and I got a great deal of respect because I did not. I was not gonna complain about the cold. I'm just not gonna do it. So it was like a real thing of stamina, and it feels really epic. And it felt epic even at the times where I thought, well, imagine we had the waves like this, and then they get up and make the waves, I'm sure, bigger. So one can only imagine what it's gonna look like." I love Daisy, but sometimes her stream of consciousness is a bit unusual, but I get the general gist of what she's saying. I mean, we know Finn, Poe, and Rey go on at least one adventure together during this film, and of course we also know that Kylo and Rey either fight each other or fight Palpatine together, or a combination of that. And they're supposed to be a lot stronger in episode 9 and have new force abilities, and their force bridge, the connection between them, is supposed to be a lot stronger, so it's gonna be a fun ride. Lastly, whoever came up with the theory about Rey being a time traveler and Kylo Ren a baby, Daisy thinks you're absolutely amusing. So she shared her favorite fan theory about episode 9, saying, "I haven't seen much this time, but last time I found it pretty hilarious because people were talking about time travel and that Kylo Ren was a baby. It was nuts. The mind of the internet. So beautiful, yet terrifying." All right, so what are your thoughts on everything that Daisy said? Are you a little hyped about episode 9? Or is Star Wars dead to you?
Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.